Hello, my name is Shubhendu Singh, and I am the student of Faculty of Engineering and Technology, University of Lucknow. Today, I am going to present my topic on failures in flexible payment. These are the things today we are going to talk about, which includes introduction, highway payments, highway failure causes, types of highway failures, highway maintenance, material used, highway maintenance includes highway maintenance materials, case studies, and finally the conclusion. Highway is any public road, basically any public road or public way on the land. The main road, especially one connecting major towns or cities. The first highway was constructed on the Long Island in New York in the United States in 1911. So there are basically two types of highway payments. First one is the flexible payment and another one is a rigid payment. Flexible payment is is made up of bituminous materials and rigid pavement is made up of cement concrete, or these are basically cement concrete roads. These are the major difference in the flexible and the rigid pavement. So now we are going to deal with the highway failures and what are its main causes. The main causes are given as: the first cause is due to the high variation in ambient temperature. Second one is the uncontrolled heavy axial loads. Third is the inadequate stability of the pavement. Fourth one is the loss of binding action. And the fifth and last is the poor design and fabrication. Okay, now we are going to talk about the types of highway failures. There are four major types of highway failures, which are cracking, which includes longitudinal cracks and various other things which are going to talk detail and further, surface deformation, disintegration, and the fourth and the last one is the surface defects. Okay, now we are going to talk about the cracking. The common types of cracks are fatigue cracking, longitudinal cracking, transverse cracking, block cracking, slippage cracking, reflexive cracking, and edge cracking. And these are the major types of cracks which you will see on the roads in your daily life, which includes fatigue cracks, longitudinal cracks, block cracks, edge cracks. Okay, now we are going to talk about each of these cracks one by one. First one is the crack. Fatigue crack is commonly called alligator cracking. This is a series of interconnected cracks creating small, irregular shaped pieces of pavement. It is caused by failure of the surface layer or base due to repeated traffic loading. Eventually, the cracks lead to a disintegration of the surface, which is as shown in figure, as you can see here. Here, disintegration of surfaces has been occurred here. Okay, the final results of the fatigue cracking is the potholes. Alligator cracking is usually associated with base or drainage problems. Second one we have is called longitudinal cracks. These are cracks parallel to the pavement center line or lay down direction, which may eventually lead to moisture infiltration, roughness, and may indicate the possible onset of alligator cracking and structural failure. The possible causes include poor drainage, shoulder settlement, weak joints between adjoining spread of pavement layers, or differential frost heave. The possible treatment depends on whether the pavement is structurally sound or unsound. Where the pavement is structurally sound, the crack should be filled with low viscosity binder or slurry seal or fog seal depending on the width of the cracks. On some cracks, pavements would need strengthening or rehabilitation treatment. Third one we have is the block cracking. These cracks appear as interconnected cracks forming blocks of squares or rectangular shape on pavement surface. The edge of the block, the size of the block varies from 1000 centimeter squares to 10,000 centimeter square. Fourth one we have is the edge cracking. These are the crescent-shaped cracks or fairly continuous cracks that intersect the pavement edge and are located within 2 feet of the pavement edge, adjacent to the unpaved shoulder. It includes longitudinal cracks outside of the wheel path within 2 feet of the pavement edge. Now we are going to talk about surface deformation. Surface deformation is the result of weakness in one or more layers of the pavement. The basics The basic type of surface deformation are rutting, corrugation, shoving, depression, swell. So these are the common types of deformations which you will encounter on the roads. First one is the rutting. Second one is the corrugation. Third one is depression. Then we have shoving. Now we are going to talk about each four of them one by one. Rutting. Rutting is the displacement of pavement material that creates channels in the wheat path. Very severe rutting actually hold water in the rut. Rutting is usually a failure in one or more layers in the pavement. The width of the rut is a sign of which layer has failed. A very narrow rut is usually a surface failure, while a very wide one is an indicator of subgrade failure. Inadequate The main causes of the rutting is the inadequate compaction. Second one we have is corrugation. Corrugation is referred to as washboarding because the pavement surface has become distorted like washboard. The instability of the asphalt concrete surface may be caused by too much asphalt cement, too much fine aggregate, or rounded or smooth textured coarse aggregate. Corrugations usually occur at places where vehicles accelerate or decelerate. Minor corrugations repaired with an overlay or surface milling. Severe corrugations require a deeper milling before resurfacing. And the third one we have is the depression. Depressions are small localized ball-shaped areas that may include cracking. Okay, then depression cause roughness and are hazardous to motorists and allow water to collect. Depressions are typically caused by localized consolidation or movement of the supporting layers beneath the surface course due to instability. Repair by excavating and rebuilding the localized depression and reconstruction is required for the extensive depressions. Fourth one we have is the shoving. Shoving. Shoving is also the form of plastic movement in the asphalt concrete surface that creates the localized bulging of the pavement. Locations and causes of shoving are similar to those of corrugations. Figure shows an example of shoving. As you can see here, it is shoving here. Minor repairs of shoving are done by removing and replacing the shoves. For larger areas, milling the surface may be required followed by an overlay. Okay, now we are going to talk about the third type of failure which is found in the road named disintegration. It is basically the progressive breaking up of the pavement into small loose pieces which is called disintegration. If the disintegration is not repaired in its early stages, complete reconstruction of the pavement may be needed. The two common types of disintegrations are potholes and patches you can say. So here you can see the potholes, and these are the patches which are being done on the roads. Okay, now we are going to talk about each one by one. Potholes. These are bowl-shaped holes of various sizes in the surface layer or extending into the base course. These are caused by localized disintegration of material and usually occur at waterlogged places or after rains. Second one is the patches or are the patches. The area of the pavement is replaced with new material to save the existing pavement. No matter how well it is performed, patching is considered as a defect as it causes roughness. Patches are itself a repair action, but the only way to remove them is either by structural or non-structural overlay. Now we are going to talk about the fourth defect, which is called surface defects. Surface defects are related to problems in the surface layers. The most common types of surface defects are raveling, bleeding, polishing, delamination. So here you can see the raveling, bleeding, polishing, and delamination. So now we are going to talk about raveling. Raveling is the progressive disintegration of the road through the loss of binder and aggregate. Water on the pavement is the primary cause for the loss of the binder, while the vehicular traffic gradually ravels away the aggregate which has been loosened due to the binder loss. Second one is the bleeding. In this, a film of asphalt binder on the pavement surface. It usually creates a shiny glass-like reflecting surface, as in the photo you can see, shiny glass-like surface. Okay, glass surface that can become quite sticky. Sometimes it is referred to as slushing. The main cause is the loss of skid resistance. Third one we have is called the polishing. This is a condition of the surface in which the coarse aggregate gets polished by the vehicles during the movements on the pavements. It causes loss of skid resistance. Major causes of polishing is usually aggregate with insufficient flakiness and extensive friction. Fourth one we have is the delamination. Surface course gets de in this the surface course gets delaminated due to stress sharing between the layers, which may ultimately grow to large defects in the surface. So we have talked about all the surface defects, and I have written all of those things here. Okay. Okay, now we are going to talk about the various materials that are used in the construction of pavements. The commonly types of material which are used in the construction of pavements includes concrete, bitumen, asphalt, gravel, mineral fillers, and tar. Okay, now we're going to talk about heavy maintenance. The function of preserving, repairing, and restoring a highway is basically heavy maintenance. It is essential for to preserve the road in its original constructed condition, to provide user safety, to provide efficient, convenient travel along the route. Highway maintenance includes physical maintenance, traffic service activities, rehabilitation. Physical maintenance includes activities such as sealing, patching, filling joints, etc. Traffic service activities includes painting, pavement markings, removing snow, ice, and litter. Rehabilitation includes restoring or betterment of roadway such as resurfacing. Now we're going to talk about types of maintenance. The various types of function includes main- uh, maintenance function includes surface maintenance, roadside and drainage maintenance, traffic service, snow and ice control. Surface maintenance, periodic reshaping of the road surface to ensure proper drainage and traffic passage. The purpose of road surface maintenance is to provide safety to the users, improve road performance, lengthen the maintenance cycles, reduce the maintenance cost. Roadside and drainage maintenance. Obstructions washed onto the shoulder should be removed. Vegetation control, reshape or regrade shoulder surface to the correct level. Okay, now we're going to talk about traffic services. Why they are traffic services maintenance. The installation, it includes the installation of stop signs and other signs, repair of traffic signals, payment markings. Now we're going to talk about ice and snow control. Ice reduces coefficient of friction between tires and surface, makes vehicle control loss almost impossible, so snow from the road should be removed to reduce the chances of accidents. Now I'm going to talk about the case studies. First study is the study of cracks occurrence on a portion of NH1. Cracks have been observed on the NH1 National Highway between the stretch of 238 to 241 kilometers on the widened and strengthened portion. The portion between the kilometers to 238 to 239 kilometers shows alligator cracks of width about 5 mm and the settlement of about 10 mm in the center line. It has been found that the failure in this stretch is not due to the inadequate design but due to the increased traffic volume. The second case study we have is a study of cracked surface to Pitambarpur toll road. Failure due to the It is a failure due to the poor base or unstable grade. The project was referred to CRI Central Road Research Institute, namely the Rao Pitambar toll road near Indore, Madhya Pradesh. This road was constructed over black cotton subgrade. The existing bituminous surface was observed to have extensive undulations. The other forms of distrust was in the form of pavement settlement. The study indicated the failure of the surfacing, revealing extensive potholes, depression, map cracks, edge failure, and the settlement of the surfacing accompanied by the showing of the surface layer. So these are the suggestions. These are the suggestions made after seeing the various cracks. Geofabrics were recommended at places which requires full depth reconstruction because of extensive failure due to poor drainage. The second suggestion is the drainage system is inadequate and should be improved by constructing side drains using geofabrics on either side of the road wherever required. Now, well, now that what is will be the conclusion? Highway payments plays an important role in conveyance, warning, and direction. There should be better management from time to time to keep the payments in good condition. Designing of payments should be upgrade for better climate resistance. These are the references and thank you.